Like, as I was saying, I think let's look at it from this perspective as well. Like, with your sun being in Jupiter, my bad, what the fuck? With your sun being in Pisces in the second house, Taurus, is also of great significance. And then with Jupiter being in the sign of the second house, Taurus, and the fourth house, like, essentially the way that this energy plays out, it's like you're very much here, and you are very much, yes, meant indeed to enjoy, like, the physical world, and like money and things like that. And it's like Jupiter is going to ensure that you have money and wealth in abundance, but it's like you're meant to use that money and wealth in abundance for like higher purposes and reasons, because wherever Jupiter like is, it's like that's that energy of the divine expressing through you. So it's like accumulating money and accumulating wealth, but not for like selfish reasons, not so then you can, go on like all the vacations you want. I mean, like, yes, go on vacations, but like not so then you can splurge it on yourself, but rather so then you can so the fourth house is a very motherly energy. The fourth house is like a house of connection. It's like accumulating all of that essentially, so then you can be able to help people through your great wealth and your great successes. And so it's like going at it from that perspective rather than from a perspective of I want this and I want the third and I want the fourth, so that I can be like, so that I can flex on all these folks on this physical realm. Because okay, like we mentioned, you have Aquarius in the first house in Mercury. Your Mercury is in Aquarius in the first house. So a lot of your thoughts are in a sense saturated with like desires of like wanting to become like the best, you feel me? And seen as the best in like the public world. And this, yes, may be like what inspires and motivates you, but it's like you shouldn't let that inspire and motivate you. You should rather let you becoming like technically like a mother figure to like the world, like then it's like Oprah almost, like because Oprah also has Aquarius energy, but Oprah is an Aquarius, and the thing about Aquarius and Pisces is they're neighbors, so they're very similar energies. It's like becoming so big, but fuck Oprah because she has some fucked up shit, that she's like involved and associated with, and it's like I take that back though, because who doesn't, right? We all have like good and bad, but it's like fuck. It's like can you even become like that big? And it's like I guess the thing is like when you become so big, you start to draw all these attentions to you. But yeah, anyways. Okay. So now let's talk about like your moon, which is in Pisces. I've essentially like done my interpretation on the matter, on like your whole chart, like energies that were popping out to me most. And now we're just gonna look at the energies separately, you feel me? So like with your sun in Pisces also, you're a type of person that people feel like they can just easily connect with. Like people may also feel like drawn to you and feel like they can open up to you and talk to you. Um I mean, that is once they are close to you. Like if someone is not close to you, you may have like a resting bitch face, you know? Or like, an energy of like, damn, I do not want to fuck with her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Um, but yeah, it's like when someone really, really gets close to you, they start to like feel like, yo, like technically I can load my baggage onto this person. That's technically what it is, like people like to vent to you and like dump their waste in a way on you, you feel me? Like, but before they do that, like you have to let a person into your circle because people to an extent feel like, you know, not disconnected per se, but more like I don't know if, oh shit, what the fuck? Wait, is it still recording? I think it is. I hope it is. Um but yeah, okay. So that's that. Now let's look at your moon. So your moon is in Pisces, right? Your moon is in Pisces in the second house as well. So with the moon being in Pisces, great amounts of feeling like you're alone, feeling isolated to an extent, feeling like there's no one there, and thus being like, you see, the thing about Pisces is it's a spiritual sign. It's a sign of transcendence. So it is very crucial that you connect with like your higher self and spirits and things like that, connect with more than just the physical realm, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And it's like when you don't do that, when you fail to do that, you fall into patterns of like ups and downs where like you're doing so good because materialistically everything is good, but then you start feeling so bad because like outside materialistically it may seem like it's bad, and so like what I'm trying to say is the way you balance that out is through like learning how to become aware of the subtle energies around you, learning how to communicate with trees, for example. It's a very because the trees, they're very like connected to like what the fuck is going on, I guess you can say, because the trees, they're like libraries. Like when you truly know how to tap into them, you can like access their database, which is like the earth's database, because they've been here, and like rings of it's all this stuff, that makes it so obvious. um but anyways, yeah, like with your moon being in Pisces though, you have ability to feel great, great, great amounts of love, happiness and peace and joy, but also great, great, great amounts of fear, hatred and things like that. Now with the Pisces energy, you're a person who's very relatable. Like people feel like they can relate with you, people like relating with you. You feel what I'm saying? Um People feel like, but at the same time you may also seem like you have many, 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 many different faces or many, many different flavors, okay. Yeah. And now let's look at like your Mercury. Your Mercury is an Aquarius in the first house. With your Mercury being an Aquarius in the first house, you are a very like intelligent person, like, and you have um great abilities when it comes to like working with people, networking with people, connecting with people, things like that. um and essentially, like, one thing you should be aware of is like stubbornness, like being stubborn and fixated on thoughts and fixated on things happening only this way for you. Like, in order for me to be successful, in order for me to have money, it has to be this way. Like, there is no other way, only this way, like being wary and careful and attentive of thoughts like that. um yeah. Okay. And so now let's look at your Venus. So your Venus is in Pisces, also in the second house. So you truly desire love, um, but you also truly value like materialness and things like that. You feel me? Um, so like this can create a energy where it's like love may kind of become less about love and more about like business and more about like not it's less about the feeling, more about like the possessions and things of it, if that makes sense, you know. um like so Venus and Pisces, you know, when you are in love, you truly know how to, like when you're really in love, you truly know how to like love with all of your heart to the point where it can be detrimental. You know, your heart, your kindness can be like your downfall, you know, like you're so kind and so, but then again, you do have that ascendant in Capricorn, which makes you like be able to be cold, you know, when you need to be. So it's like, cuz like the last layer is that I mean the first layer is Capricorn, and then the other layers is like your sun, your moon, your Mercury and things like that. So that first energy, like if someone acts out of line, you're going to center. If you center, then you're going to tap into that Capricornian energy, and you're going to cut someone off if you need to cut them off, and that's not going to be a big deal. It's not going to be an issue, you feel me? It's like a done deal type deal, you feel what I'm saying? um okay. And in the future, like, so this reading technically has already been like, I already did the reading in a sense, like, because I do the readings in so many different ways, and each reading reveals different information, and that's why I'm kind of going through, you know, your signs right now quickly. Okay, so you have your Mars in your Mars is 28 degrees Taurus. So with your Mars being in Taurus, you are very holy shit, you are very fixated, like you can be very disciplined, like long term orientated, as we talked about. Like once you have your mind fixed on something, you do it, you know, and you don't give a fuck about anything else. And that's probably why you might get sick sometimes from overworking yourself, because you're like beast mode and let's go, you know. And like you don't half ass anything. Like when you want to do something, you do it. And it's like the cool thing about this is, have you learned how to like fully access your soul and your spiritual nature, then you wouldn't be limited by the body. You wouldn't be as tired as you probably usually are, because you will now be tapping into a source of energy, you know, that's like beyond this physical realm. You feel me? Yeah, beyond this physical realm. So like Mars and Taurus, you know, also is an energy of like money, like being fixated and motivated by money, like doing things for comfort, for security, for the flesh, you know, doing things because you want to feel good, you know, and etc. and etc. But like a family is also important to you, like, I want you to talk to me about that. Like, what's your stance on like family and things like that? Like, do you want to have oh yeah, I think you said you wanted to have two children, a boy and a girl. Yeah, I think that's what you said. So okay, yeah, so you do want a family, but you want like the perfect family. That's funny because Taurus is like perfection. You know, it's like I need everything to be the way I want it to be. You know. Yeah. Okay. Um, I would say all the other planets we've already covered. So yeah, this has been your reading. Let me know what you think. And in the future I can, and I do want to, you know, dive into deeper aspects of your charts, you know, that I wasn't able to cover in this reading. But yeah, there are still some more things. But yeah, let's start with this one, and definitely let me know what you think. Peace. Bye bye. Thank you. Peace. And yeah, if you have any person you can refer to me, please do, because it will most definitely help me. Um, and yeah, let me know what you think. Like, definitely write up like a review, or like what you just think. Like, what do you think? All right, bye bye, peace.